Are you ignoring the easiest way to get views on YouTube? Most creators are, and it's costing them time, money, and views. So today, I'm gonna share with you the exact 7 ways I increased my watch time and got more views so you can apply them instantly. My name is 𝗲𝗃𝗃, and for the last 9 years, I had a privilege to help thousands of clients make more money from their YouTube channels. And one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do I increase my watch time, and therefore, how do I get more views? Because YouTube likes videos that keep people watching. Tip number 1, you want to establish the goal or video direction very early. One of the biggest mistakes that complete beginners and other advanced creators make when it comes to boosting their watch time or getting views is they take too much time to get to the point. You got maybe 10 seconds before someone decides whether they're gonna leave your video or keep watching. And that decision comes to one thing: do I understand what this person is talking about? You see, most people think that hook is just to grab someone's attention to get them in, but the real job of that hook is to actually give them direction. So if you're watching a video titled "How I Made $10,000 Selling Digital Products" and the video starts with "Hey, welcome, my name is 𝗲𝗃𝗃 and on this channel I help," no, you wouldn't care about any of those things. There's no goal, there's no direction, it's only fluff. But on the flip side, if that video started with, "In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how I made $10,000 in 30 days by selling one digital product, and I'm gonna give you the exact 3 steps that you can do right now to get the same results," whatever. Now it's way more clear and specific, so the viewer knows what they're gonna learn, why this matters, and how the video is structured. And I have a bunch of these templates that I give to my clients so they can just fill in the blanks and save time. And this is the template that I actually used for the intro of this video. When I asked you if you are ignoring the easiest way to get views on YouTube, that's essentially this template. Tip number 2, don't try to sound smart with complex and big words. Try to simplify it as much as you possibly can. You know, when you click on a YouTube video, you hear a few sentences and you're like, yeah, I don't really understand any of these things, so you kind of feel dumb. But that's not your fault, it's creators' fault. They're trying to build credibility by using these big and complex words, and sometimes even when they're generating their scripts with ChatGPT, you are getting a little bit confused. It's like, what does he actually mean? So if I said, for example, I used a jump cut algorithm system to boost my AVD and CTR on my latest B-roll dominant videos, you would be like, what are you talking about? And you would probably leave. But if I said, I added these quick jump cuts to my video editing and now I'm getting more views from my YouTube videos, you would right away understand what the hell I'm talking about here. It's same information, but just with one, I'm not trying to be smart, I'm just trying to explain in the most simple words possible so that everyone can understand what I'm talking about. Here's how you can check this for yourself. Before you start recording, you can read the script out loud to yourself, and if there are some parts that sound a little bit more complex or some big words, then you can just rewrite them real quickly. Number 2, you want to use analogies and examples, and you want to define acronyms. So I use a lot of RPV, but then I try to explain that that's revenue per view. So instead of just throwing, hey, here's how to increase your RPV, most people are going to be like, what do you mean by RPV? So I always like to add, here's how to increase your RPV, which stands for revenue per view. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Tip number 3, add subtle zooms to keep viewers visually engaged. One of the simplest and most overlooked ways to increase your watch time and get more views is to just add slow zooms to your YouTube videos. Most creators focus too much on their script and thumbnail and title, but they forget that when people are listening to them, they're also watching something on the screen. And the brain is wired to detect motion. So when there is something happening on the screen, when something is moving, person's brain is telling them, pay attention, there's something going on. So the subtle zooms are when you just quickly do these 5 to 10% zooms in between scenes. And I think this is becoming more and more important in the age of short form content. There has to be something showing up on the screen almost all of the time. Tip number 4, show proof or they will click away, even if you're right. In the age of AI, everyone is scripting YouTube videos, sometimes on topics they have no idea about. So proof is becoming extremely important. That's why I like to keep my YouTube plaques behind me so that people know that I get millions of subscribers. And I oftentimes like to show my faceless YouTube automation channels and show that I am making millions of dollars with ad revenue, because there's a lot of guys teaching YouTube automation, but they fail to show proof that they're doing it. When someone clicks on your video, they're already thinking, why should I listen to this person? That's why at the beginning of this video, I told you that I already helped thousands of people make more money from their YouTube videos, so you know I'm speaking from experience. And you also want to show it. You don't want to just say it. If you can show images or videos or visual proof, it's going to be far more effective than just telling them. So that's why when I was saying that I helped thousands of beginners, I was also showing those beginners on the screen. So you go, wait, this is real, so let me keep watching and see what this guy has to say. But if you're just starting out and you don't have a big result to show on the screen, you can then borrow credibility when you need to. For example, I can say, I got this idea for getting more views from 𝗪𝗵𝘁, who is the biggest YouTuber in the world, and he said XYZ. Tip number 5, stop talking too slowly. It's killing your watch time. I used to get a lot of messages from people telling me that I speak way too fast in my YouTube videos, so then I would go and slow down my speech, and then I would see that I'm getting less views and lower watch time. So you might be dropping your attention not because of what you say, but how you say it. If it's way too slow and boring, people are gonna leave, even though you might be getting messages that people are saying you're talking way too fast. Unfortunately, slow is boring, and boring in the attention economy when there's endless content is literally death for your business. And you can do this test. You can play your video at 1.25x speed, and then if at that speed sounds normal and you can still like clearly hear it, then that means that you were speaking way too slow. Slow is sometimes better when you want to build some suspense, or when you really want to nail a point, or if you're trying to let them sink in a thought. However, in most of the cases, you should be speaking faster. And even if you're not speaking too fast, you can just cut the filler words in your video editing, cut the phrases that you're repeating or sentences, and just get to the point faster. And if you're using a voiceover, especially for faceless videos, you can just bump up the speed to 1.5x, and that will just make your voiceover faster. Tip number 6, don't kill the vibe with a bad sponsorship transition. You know when you're like watching a YouTube video while eating your food and they just stop the video to tell you for 90 seconds about this NordVPN sponsorship? You know when they say like, oh, this is annoying, but let me tell you about this sponsor real quick and then we're gonna get back to the content. Everyone skips that because most creators look at sponsorships as interruptions and they literally tell that to their audience. But if you treat your brand deal like an interruption, then your audience will do that too. And the fastest way to ruin your watch time and views is to make your audience feel like they're just being monetized. So you want to learn how to naturally integrate the sponsorship and not leave it as an interruption. So the wrong way to do this is to say, I know you probably hate this, but this sponsor, etc, etc. Or let me quickly pause the video here and tell you about our sponsor. So basically you're telling your viewer, hey, this part is useless. I don't want to waste your time, so skip it. The right way to do it, so let's say for example you are talking about how to get more views on YouTube, instead of saying, hey, this part is now sponsored by this company and I'm gonna tell you about it in the next 90 seconds, that's an interruption. But if I were to say, one of the tools that I use to get more views on YouTube and make more money from my YouTube channel is 𝗓AI. And 𝗓AI helps you come up with titles, video description, etc, etc. So it doesn't really feel like you're selling, it just feels like you're showing them what works and you frame it as a bonus, not an ad. Tip number 7, match what you say with what they see on the screen. One of the sneakiest reasons why your watch time might be dropping and you're not getting as many views as you would like to is because there's a mismatch between your words and what's showing up on the screen. The human brain craves coherence. When what you hear matches what you see, you tend to learn faster, you stay more focused, and it just feels a lot more smooth. But the second there's a mismatch, your brain just goes like, wait, what should I pay attention to? To the visuals on the screen or to what this person is talking about? I see a lot of people being in so-called tutorial niches and they talk about, for example, how they built a Notion template, but it's just them on the screen and there's no Notion template being shown. There's no screen recording or whatsoever. And that lack of screen recording is what really kills their watch time. So you really want to use visual cues to showcase what you're saying. Let's say, for example, I'm talking about 3 steps I use to grow my school community. And instead of just keeping your face while saying that, the text can say step number 1, free lead magnet, and then showcase a page of that free lead magnet and then a screen recording of your school community dashboard. And I think screen recordings are a lot more effective than just random b-roll from like story blogs or Shutterstock, because screen recording is a lot more specific and it feels a lot more exclusive. It feels like you're showing them behind the scenes and it doesn't really come across as generic. So animations and screen recordings are really effective. But if you want to learn how to maximize your revenue per view and make more from the views you're already getting on your YouTube videos, you can click on the box that's on the screen right now, because maybe you don't need more views, you just need to monetize them better.